I use my iPad every single day. It's so useful for planning my day, note-taking and journaling, watching or editing videos, and much more. So, I'll be showing what's on my iPad in the hopes that it can help you as well. Let's get started! First, I'll share the specs of my iPad. I purchased the iPad Air 5 in the color purple, which you can see an unboxing of in my video. For storage, I got 256 gigabytes as my previous iPad only had 128 gigabytes and had run out of space. My iPad has a 10.9-inch display, an M1 chip, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide front camera, and Touch ID to unlock the iPad. Now on to some of my favorite iPad accessories. I purchased the 2nd generation Apple Pencil for my iPad, and it can stick to the side of the iPad. Next is my purple case that came with a clear back to show the iPad's color. I purchased it on Amazon, which I'll link below. My screen protector is made from tempered glass, which is also purchased from Amazon and linked below. To use my iPad like a computer, I use my Bluetooth keyboard and mouse from Logitech. Finally, for audio, I use either the Apple AirPods 2nd generation or the Apple AirPods Max. Both connect quickly and have good sound quality. If you're interested, I posted an AirPods Max unboxing video. Now I'll show how I've decorated my iPad. First, we have my lock screen wallpaper. It's a purple themed image of a field of flowers. I downloaded the wallpaper from Pinterest. My home screen wallpaper is also from Pinterest. It's another purple themed image of a castle in the water with a bridge and wisteria tree. I picked these wallpapers based on the comments of my iPad unboxing video. Follow me on Pinterest for aesthetic wallpapers. I have a board filled with pretty wallpapers. Finally, let's move on to what's on my iPad. Unlike most aesthetic iPads, I put my apps into folders so that I can see more of my wallpaper. I also think the folders make my home screen look minimalist and tidy. The folders are sorted into categories so I know exactly which folder I can find an app in. I also tried to arrange my apps in the folders to look aesthetically pleasing. Above my folders are 3 widgets. My first widget on the top left is my calendar widget, which links to the Apple Calendar. This is the medium-sized widget which shows the date, any planned events, and a mini view of the month. The widget in the center is the medium battery widget. This widget shows the battery life of my iPad and any accessories. Finally, the widget on the right is a medium stack widget with 2 rotating reminder app widgets. The first widget is my daily reminders. This is a to-do list of things I should do every day. The second widget is my to-do reminders. This shows me what I need to do. If I tap on it, I can check off any reminders I'm done with. Now I'll show my dock apps. This has 4 apps: Apple's Mail app, Music app, Photos app, and Camera app. The Mail app has all of my emails. I blurred them for privacy reasons, but it has mostly spam. The Music app has all of my music, obviously. But it also has iCloud music, so it's blurred for privacy as well. The Photos app has all my photos. When I'm done filming this video, it will store the videos here. Finally, with the Camera app, I can take pictures or video, but I rarely use it. I just use the camera on my phone as it's easier. Now, onto the apps in my folders, starting with the Social folder. In this folder, I have any type of social app. There are 7 apps in the folder: Apple Messages, FaceTime, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitch, and Zoom. Messages and FaceTime are pretty self-explanatory. They're the apps I use to message or video call people. But I'm pretty bad at answering messages. Oops. The next app is what you may be using right now, YouTube. I use YouTube all the time to watch videos. And obviously I also post videos, so I consider this a social app. Then I have Pinterest. I use this app for inspiration on so many different things. I have a lot of Pinterest boards that you may find interesting or useful too. Now the second row, starting with TikTok. Honestly, I try not to use TikTok too much because of how addicting it is. I really only use it to post TikToks. My TikTok account is Lindsay TikTok in case you're interested. The 6th app is Twitch. Twitch is an app where you can watch live streams. I don't watch many live streams anymore, but I keep the app in case I have time to. Lastly, there is Zoom. I used this app when the pandemic was really bad to connect with friends, but honestly, I don't really use it anymore. The second folder is my Create folder. This folder has apps that help me with creativity and productivity. There are 11 apps in this folder: GoodNotes, Vilo, Procreate, Notion, Canva, Pixelcut, Apple Pages, CapCut, Apple Freeform, Fonto, and Foodie. The first app is a very popular one, GoodNotes. I use this app for writing, and I don't have enough good things to say about it. My most used journal is a 2023 planner. I'll link where I found it below. I use this planner every day, and it's so useful for planning a to-do list or goals, either yearly, monthly, weekly, or daily. Each day, I also keep a journal. I can also track my mood and my habits. I really recommend this journal. I also have some Japanese learning journals where I learn and copy words in Japanese. Then I have a crochet pattern PDF that I'd like to make for a friend's toddler. Finally, I have 2 journals that I haven't used yet, but I may use the travel diary eventually. The second app is Vilo. I use Vilo to edit all of my shorts and TikToks. I've edited 33 videos so far. Wow. If you ever want to start making videos, I recommend Vilo as it's free and very easy to use. The third app is Procreate, a drawing app. I mostly use Procreate to draw or write on my thumbnails, but it's a very nice app if you want to draw digitally. The fourth app is Notion. I use it all the time for planning out my videos. Everything is so nicely organized thanks to Notion, and I can see how much I've already posted. Now, the second row, starting with Canva. Canva is a great graphic design app. I use it to make my thumbnails. I use the app as a backup for my computer, but I really recommend Canva. Next is Pixelcut. I don't really use this app, but it can remove the background of an image. So if I need to do that, I use this app. It's pretty good at removing backgrounds. Seventh is Apple Pages. This is basically a free version of Microsoft Word. I used to plan stories on it, but now I don't use it. Maybe one day I will again. CapCut is another editing app similar to Vilo. However, CapCut has a lot of trendy TikTok video templates. So if that's what you like, CapCut may be the editing app for you. Apple's Freeform is a new app. It's a whiteboard app made for designing mood boards. I like that you can add people to your project. Not that I have anyone to invite though. Fonto is a simple photo editor. You can add a filter, crop, and add text to a photo. I was originally going to make thumbnails here, but then I thought of Canva. But this app is good for simple editing. The last app is Foodie. Foodie is a cute filter app. You can use recipes or filters to make your images aesthetic. It's a really cute app. I'll take a photo to use as an example. There's so many filters to choose from, so I really recommend it for making your photos look aesthetic. Now the third folder is my TV folder. There are 6 apps in this folder: Netflix, Disney+, Prime Video, Apple TV, YouTube TV, and United. First is Netflix, a very popular streaming app. I've watched a few shows on it, but my favorite show on it is The Great British Baking Show. I love baking, so this is a cool show for me. Second is another popular streaming app, Disney+. I watched most of the Clone Wars on this, up to season 6. I also watched most of The Mandalorian. A bit of a weird show I like on here is The Incredible Dr. Pol. Third is my favorite streaming app, Amazon Prime Video. I watched a lot of good shows here, including Monk, Psych, and House MD. Currently, I'm watching White Collar with my mom. Now we have Apple's TV app. This has a lot of movies and TV shows. I only have 6 movies downloaded: Lord of the Rings, Crazy Rich Asians, and Civil and Infinity War. My favorite is the Lord of the Rings and Crazy Rich Asians. Next is YouTube TV. For watching TV, YouTube TV was the best option. I can use the app to watch shows. Finally, the last app in the folder is the United app. This app is for when I fly to download movies or shows, but I don't really use it honestly. The fourth folder is my most unproductive folder, Games. There's 25 games in this folder, wow. I will go through my most played or enjoyed games. First, there's Focus Plant. Focus Plant is a Pomodoro timer app where you get water for completing a focus session. You can use the water to plant cute little plants and grow a garden. It's a cute app to help you avoid using your device while studying. Second, there's Covet. Covet is a fashion game where you dress up a character according to a prompt, such as a bride. Then you can vote on looks and your look will also get scored. I'm really addicted to this game, but I don't really play it on my iPad. I typically play it on my phone, where I'm level 60. Third is Minecraft. I really enjoy playing Minecraft, but I don't play it much on my iPad anymore. I have made a ton of worlds though. If I don't have Wi-Fi, I would use my iPad to play. The fifth app is Terraria. I used to play Terraria a lot and got pretty far into it, but then my data for it got deleted, so I haven't played since. Then I have board games to play if I have no Wi-Fi, like the Game of Life 1 and 2, Checkers, Clue, Monopoly, Pinochle, and Battleship. The board game I play a lot is Ticket to Ride. It's really fun and so addicting. Then I have some random fun games such as Dragonvale. You can purchase dragons and have them in exhibits on floating islands. In Papa's Cupcakeria, you run a cupcake shop and make cupcakes for customers. Cetera is a geography guessing game. And Among Us, a mafia copycat game that used to be really popular. The fifth folder is the Store folder. This folder has 3 apps: the Apple App Store, iTunes Store, and Amazon app. The app and iTunes Store are self-explanatory. The App Store is used to download apps. iTunes is used to purchase music, although I don't use it since I now have an Apple Music subscription. Finally, the Amazon app lets me shop on Amazon. I do use this app quite a bit, probably too much. Finally, the 6th and last folder is the Utilities folder. There's 16 apps here. The Settings app contains all the settings for my iPad, obviously. The Clock app has a timer, stopwatch, alarm clock, and world clock. The stopwatch and timer are very useful. Contacts contains, well, all of my contacts that are blurred for privacy. Safari is Apple's browsing app. I use it for a variety of reasons. The Calendar app is obviously a calendar. I add events to keep track of my schedule. It's pretty empty though. My life is boring. I mentioned the Reminders app earlier. I use it to keep lists of reminders. I have a to-do list, a daily list, and a travel list. The Notes app contains a lot of notes. I have over 133 notes. Wow. I plan out my video descriptions in the Notes app as well as a lot of other things. The Oto Navy app is an app I use for my Japanese learning book. It's useful to be able to hear how a Japanese word should be pronounced.
Japanese writing system. Basic hiragana syllables. A, I, U, E, O.
The Files app contains all of my files. They're mostly files from what I've downloaded. The Weather app shows the weather and temperature. It helps me prepare what to wear each day. The Find My app is used for sharing my location and finding a device. If I lose my phone, I'd use this app to find it. The Calculator app is a calculator. It's very useful if I need to quickly do some math. But it has a lot of ads, which is annoying. Then the apps I don't use: Apple Maps, Voice Memos, Measure, and the Translate app.
Traducir.
I should probably clean this folder again. Finally, the rest of my apps are in my app library, because I either don't use them much or they don't fit in the folder categories. And that is what's on my iPad. These were some of my favorite and most used apps. Hopefully some of these apps can help you in your life. And if there are any apps that you love, please suggest them to me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my iPad tour, and if you did, please consider subscribing. Thanks again. I hope you have a great day. Bye!